I'm Tracy Rigdon, and this is the Contrast Project Lounge podcast. Often random, always relevant, always real, and practically nothing is off limits. Are you ready for this? Let's do it.
A little bit of that, yeah.
I'm doing pretty well. But thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
You bet. You bet.
What's
Charles!
weird is Tracy's voice is gonna sound normal when they watch this. It just sounds
Right.
fucked up for us right now.
Tracy, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
That's funny because there's little percentages.
Tracy's going to have to edit those empty spots.
If I was trying to figure out what the hell he's saying.
That dead elevator silence.
Yeah. It's no big deal.
So I went to your place once, Stephen. I don't know if you remember. Probably not, because I only went there
I remember
once.
a face. Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I changed my
everyone
face.
that goes in there.
But you had two big roasters in the back there.
Yeah. Like one of them's working, the other one I'm working on. I used to build roasters out in Carson City at San Franciscan Roaster Company. Moved out there and lived on the roof of the warehouse for about a week before I found a apartment in Reno. And so I'd drive from Reno down to Carson and build these roasting machines. It was a lot of fun. And now I'm custom outfitting the one that you saw on the right-hand side. And I'm going to put that one up for sale. It should be fun. So I could replace it with a bunch of sample roasters because I'm starting my roasting school soon.
Oh, wait, we should tell the audience exactly what your business is and where they can find it.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Take it away, Steve.
So I guess I should plug this. I'm from Solune Coffee or Solune Roasting Laboratory, as it says on the sign. You can find us at 3650 Roselle Street in Riverside, right across the parking lot from Bold City Brewery. So if you go over there for a beer and you see like a bunch of chairs and a bunch of jerks like standing outside of my place, come over and we're probably doing something really cool. We have nighttime events and things, but open 8 to 1 Tuesday through Saturday for the cafe service, and then also I teach private roasting classes on Saturdays for production roasting and tasting. And then this month we also have a lot of really good concerts coming up. We have an Indian pianist joining us, and there's going to be 10 other musicians playing, and they're going to do a long raga as well as a bunch of 90s Indian hits, for Bollywood hits. And so it should be 60 to 80 people over there just going nuts, drinking mango lassis. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah.
No, I love your space because it is huge. It's big, so you can do so many different things there.
Yeah.
And my first time going there, I guess, was January of this year, maybe December. And I've never really been a big coffee drinker. And you would offer me a cup, and I was like, "Oh, this is the most delicious thing I've ever had." I didn't get the shakes. I think I had 3 or 4 of them, and it wasn't because a lot of times, even if I have like 2 Pepsis, I'd start getting the caffeine rush shakes and something like that. But your coffee, no, there was no bitterness at all to it. It was very smooth. Yeah, I highly recommend anyone that doesn't like coffee give this a shot, and you might change your mind.
This
Charles
is how big my
Pepsis
head's
before the
getting when
show.
you're talking about me like that.
Wait, say what?
This is how big my head is getting while you're talking to me like that.
Yeah, people can buy whole beans there to take home, and
Yeah, I can grind them up for you if you don't have a grinder, and I teach people how to use their brewing equipment as well. So if you bring in your brewing equipment, then I'd be happy to sit there and help you tune it up. If you wanted advice, I can do kind of over the internet advice and just watch you brew at the house and then say, no, try that, and then fix it, and then you have better coffee at home.
Would you be able to teach me how to use my Keurig?
No. So you remember how Garfield would take Otis and punt him, right? You just do that with your Keurig and then get a mocha pot and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I've got a stovetop mocha. Yeah.
I always just saying the Keurig word to coffee files. So, I don't know much about brewing coffee, but I remember learning at some point where, if you have a cup of coffee and it's kind of dark and roasty and toasty, that the assumption it's got a lot of caffeine in it, but it's actually not true, is it? It's actually the stuff that's not roasted as much. Isn't that right?
Well, it's half truth. All right. So here
That's
comes
me,
the
Mr. Half Truth.
right. So is the dress like blue and black, or is it white
Gold
and
and white or
gold,
whatever.
right? So when you have one bean dark roasted and you have one bean light roasted, the one bean light roasted has maybe lost 0.005% more caffeine than the dark roasted one. But the dark roasted bean has lost 4 to 5% more weight than the one that's lost the caffeine. So per bean, the light roast has more caffeine. Per cup, the dark roast has more beans to make that cup. Therefore, it has more caffeine in the cup. Yeah.
Okay, shit. That makes sense.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to use 60 beans instead of 40 beans.
This show just turned into Mr. Wizard. All right.
Well, thanks for setting me straight.
Yeah, man. But if you want to get high on coffee, just drink a bunch of it. It don't have to be strong. Just buy local. That's all I ask.
Yeah, buy from Solune. Buy from Mr. Ezell.
That's right. That's right.
So now, so you walk in the door and you look in the back corner, you got two roasters over there. And then
Mhm.
on the side of the building toward the street, this looks like you got like a music room set up over there.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I moved in, the place was used to be used by another coffee roaster, and he had moved out after some big buyout kind of situation with a corporate hoopla, whatever. And so it was an open space, just had a lot of like junk in it. I hadn't been used for quite some time, so I went in there and cleared it out, and all I had was my roasters in there, and and a giant white box. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? And so my plan was to let the community let me know what to do with it. So at first I, just rolled up the garage door, and I'd, make coffee, and I'd be sitting at a table in the middle of the room, and there was nothing set up. There's no cafe or anything. I'd just be making pour overs, and people come by and they'd smell the coffee and they'd be like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, hey, come on in, sit there and talk to people for a couple hours. And it was really cool. And eventually people started asking me, can we do concerts there or things of that sort? Because my first party was an art show. I asked my friend Mark Montgomery, who's helping me work on a coffee comic book, if he wanted to put his stuff up in there and do an art show. And all these white walls got filled up with all this really colorful, beautiful art. And then people came to that event, and we were playing on a little boom box, some music, and serving some free wine. And everybody's like, why don't you do concerts here? Blah, blah, blah. And so Krishna Asanth and John Parker Urban, they're pretty well-known musicians here in Jacksonville. They were like, hey, let's do an open mic and move it from one place to your place because it's such a nice spot. Since then, now I've got almost every night booked. I've got concerts or I've got movies.
You have figure drawing and stuff as well.
Yeah,
That's
tonight.
why there's it's a multi-use space. Yeah, that's what's so great.
Yeah, and I just was listening to what people wanted to do, and I said yes to most of the stuff, and no to stuff that sounded dumb, and then just went from there, and it's going well. Yeah.
Because Tuesday nights you're doing the horror films now, right?
That's right. So Ben Howard, he's putting on the horror movies. He does 30-minute explanation, sometimes 15 minutes. It depends on, how deep of a knowledge he has about the film or a passion. But I stopped watching when he showed Oni Baba. That scared the crap out of me. I was like, I don't know if I need to watch a horror movie every week. But it's really cool. It's free because we don't charge for tickets for movies old movies or whatever. But bring your own beer, hang out with your friends. Pretty fun.
We could have an eraser head night.
Yeah.
And then everybody kind of wear their hair like a razor head.
Yeah, you put a fork in the outlet there.
I got the original eraser head poster. I don't know how I ended up with that.
Shit, nice. Was it 81 when that came out?
I don't even remember.
I think that was.
I just love that Mel Brooks was the producer for that.
Yeah, totally.
So great.
That's one of my
favorites. Tracy's gone.
We lost him.
The grossest part of that movie was when they cut his eye. Remember that part where he just did the razor blade?
That was from what was that that French experimental film?
The Man Ray.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
their
yeah.
eyeball. Yeah, yeah. It's funny
Exactly.
because he was actually from Philadelphia, but he was living in France.
Right.
So a lot of people
Right.
assume that he was French.
That's and it's like a lyric in a Pixies song too. La Che and Lucia, like I am un Che and Lucia, and that's the name of the movie.
But yeah, that short movie. Yeah. And then, oh, then of course the Dead Kennedys squirm like the baby in Eraserhead. That's a lyric
Right.
from one of the songs. Yeah.
Right. And then you got the Modest Mouse cover of "In Heaven Everything Is Fine," and it's like got the girl with the
Yeah, the
weird.
woman with the weird cheeks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My friend Kendra did that costume probably 12, 13 years ago for Halloween. It was insanely impressive. Like she spent like 3 months making sure it looked just like the woman in the film. It had the hair and
creepy.
everything perfect and the same outfit. Yeah.
That's
I
so
love the turn that this program is taking. I'm liking it. Very free form. We're just rolling with it.
Why not? Why not?
How you doing, Jim? Can you hear
I
us?
can, yeah, I can hear you. I was wondering what
yeah.
happened to Tracy. I guess he got cut off by T-Mobile.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still being recorded though, right? Or no?
Yeah. No, we are. We are.
Okay. Okay, I see the top now. Yeah, yeah.
But I just figured this would be a great time to plug T-Mobile.
That's actually my phone company. They had a problem with them though.
That's too bad.
I guess with their Wi-Fi, yeah.
So how
I just-
far in the woods is he, or can we say so? Because I don't know if he's hiding.
Oh, wait, he's coming back, I think. Yeah.
Oh, there
Here
you
we go. Hey, welcome back.
Hey, you look clearer.
Yeah, it does look better.
One day that day I came in there was some guy or gal or somebody playing a guitar on the other side of the counter, and you had a guitar on the other side of the counter, and you were like teaching some kind of chord progression or something.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like thinking, not only do you teach roasting, but do you teach music too?
Sure. I mean, if somebody has a question, like, and I know the answer to it, like, one of the things I like to do up there is just hang out and do my hobbies. And I write, I played the flute, I play the guitar, I played like, whatever instruments that we have up there. I've been singing, I've been doing all kinds of stuff. And so people catch me doing that. They'll have a question for me and I'll help them through. I've helped people with songwriting. A lot of times, like people will come to me with lyrics and I'll sit down and workshop with them, because that's what a coffee shop really should be.
Yeah, yeah.
A hub of creativity. That just means that I get to work with some of my favorite artists in town on their craft, and they get to taste my coffee, and they think it's really good, and I think their music's good. I don't know, it's a great trade-off, I figure.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great time for you to plug your bands and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the t-shirt for the portrait. Yep. So I'm the guitarist in the portrait, 42-year-old guy in a punk band, you know, and that's how God intended it.
That's right.
But I'm playing guitar in that, and I also play with Randy Johnson from One Black Friend in a project over at Solune, pretty much solely right now, called Vitamins, and we play on our open mics and stuff. And she's an incredible singer, a lot of fun.
Nice.
I'm gonna come out there and bring my guitar,
There you go.
Yeah.
fool around.
Yeah.
Bring your cajon, because you've got a cajon, right? So don't
I
you
got
and
a
Tracy
cajon
both
there.
have cajons? Yeah. Oh, you do have one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I got like 3 djembe drums, all kinds of stuff. People just sit around in a circle sometimes and go to town, you know?
No, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
a-
great place. I love it.
Like having a drum circle.
Urkel? What?
A drum circle.
Is this the first time we've had 4 musicians in our Brady Bunch square?
But see, maybe we
No,
should.
really? Shit.
Y'all had Megan McKenzie on before, right? Yeah. We're all 4 of you
Yeah,
on.
she was on last year, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, she's real good. She her band Violet Morning, I just saw it at Sing Out Loud down in St. Augustine.
St. Augustine on Saturday. Yeah.
One thing that she had mentioned, like Annalise Berlin, I don't know if y'all know her.
I do.
Jacksonville's music scene has become a matriarchy, and we are for it. Like there, Tori Nance and Lauren
Yeah.
Woodall. You got Sunchild. You got like so many amazing singers and songwriters. Like some of the best songwriters in town that I've ever seen. And the scene is really, really strong. And it's been run by women. So Sad Girl Happy Hour kind of set that up like a couple of years back and really popularized that. And I think that was one of the biggest things to get people activated. And I try to follow in those footsteps with my space and just like, have like all women nights sometimes of like singer-songwriters, like, or there's always female singers in every single show that we do. Like everything's going to be diverse in that aspect. Last thing I want to do is like have it all dudes up on the stage playing in a band called Blues Hammer or something. You know what I mean? Like no thanks. Like
I
keep
was
it
picking
interesting.
something out on the field. Good Ghost World reference there. Yeah.
Oh, you caught it. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
fucking nerd. Wow, how
Yeah,
did I not
dude.
get
Yeah,
that?
dude. Early
Dan
Scarlett
Cloud.
Johansson. Yeah,
Tracy kind of back. He's frozen.
he's laughing.
I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
I kind of
here.
hear robot laugh. Okay.
He's
There
got
you
a
go.
perpetual smile on his face.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
God, I hate looking at myself right now with my hair so fucking long. I gotta go to Sean Friday.
Here, man. Let's just go
Have
nuts.
her hair up
Put
the
her
whole
hair
time.
up.
Yeah.
And yeah, there we go. There we go. Flock of
I can
seagulls
do a
over here.
Misfits devil lock.
And I ran a mother.
Yeah.
You guys are making me feel bad that I cut all mine off.
Yeah.
At least you got a pretty full head of hair. I got a giant forehead, so people think I have a receding hairline, but it's like, nope, I just got a 5 head. That's all. Yeah.
If you had really long hair right now, you do the Gandalf thing. Like, and that's what I want to do. I want my whole head to be white, just be Steven the Gray or whatever.
The beard's already going there, so yeah.
Oh yeah, this thing is long gone. This is just stress, maybe this like a couple strokes, whatever.
It's so funny because majority of my facial hair is stark white, but then like the mustache and like most of my arm and chin, it's pitch black. It's very strange.
Yeah. I get stripes, and they're it's all going away. It's all just going out in the wash,
I spend a lot of
Embrace
money
it.
every month getting these gray streaks put in my hair.
Yeah. Kind of got that Reed Richards thing going on. You know what I mean? So fantastic.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah. It works.
So
A lot of people are getting a glimpse and I might be cut out. Never mind. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we got to get Tracy out there and with his drum kit.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
that'd be
And
great.
then we come out there with our instruments and whatever. Tracy can be our click track.
We
Yeah,
do,
and I've
live
got a
from
cajon.
Solune.
I've got a cajon here.
Yeah.
He's got a cajon. If he plays it right now, it's going to sound real interesting. He is. He's doing it. Screw it. There you go.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the next
That's
Andre
it.
3000 with the new flute hobby.
Yeah.
Was
The
that
flute
You know,
hobby.
Andre 3000 gave up hip hop and is now doing flute music.
Exactly. So the other day, for instance, this is something that happens at Solune. We have every Friday night a open mic poetry session, and it's really fun. It's 8 to 10. Feels like it's like 8 to 700 o'clock because it's just a lot happens in that short amount of time.
Right.
And the other night I had a guy named Courtesy Barrs in town from Brunswick, and he does beat poetry. He does also just like hip hop, just straight up off the dome. And so he'll have me play the djembe for him. So I'll be playing like a nice like hip hop beat or something, and he'll just go on. And then he asked me to play another song. Like he was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna freestyle for a little bit," and he closes his eyes. And so I put the djembe aside and I grab my flute, and his eyes. He's just like, "Okay," and so he starts flowing, and I'm playing the flute, and everybody's going ham. They're like, "What is happening?" in the coffee shop. It was amazing. It was one of those great moments, and like nobody expected it. And one guy, he stands up, he's like, "That's exactly what happened to Andre 3000." He's he just leaned in, and it got fun. And I totally don't blame him. I mean, this junk is incredible. It's like super super chill, and the neighbors do like it, Charles. They like it.
Yeah,
He
but
I asked him before we went live. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
can you do the score for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with that?
Yeah.
So I can fake it because I could just like pretend I'm playing and then yeah. The first time I got one of these, I had a friend make it for me, and he 3D printed it. So behind it, I had a kazoo, and I like and just for the first test, and so like I put it up in my mouth, and there he is standing, all like waiting for it. He's really excited about hearing me play this flute, and then I blow through the kazoo, and he's like, "Oh my God, no!" It's like he thought he screwed up really bad. I'm cracking up.
That's good. Oh man, I guess we lost Tracy again.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
fun. Okay.
He's
But
in
yeah, I've always meant to ask you, what does Solune mean?
Solune.
Good
So that
question.
another fun thing. You know Holy Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know
The
Jodorowsky,
early
right?
70s film or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jodorowsky. Yeah.
Alejandro Jodorowsky made a movie called Holy Mountain. He also was going to make a movie called Dune. I don't know if you heard
He
of
was
that.
supposed to do Dune. I watched
But
a documentary on that. Yeah.
yep, very good documentary. And
Yeah.
that documentary talks about a French comic artist named Mobius as well, who did a lot of work with Alejandro Jodorowsky on comic books and the 70s in France. They did
hmm
a comic called The NCAL and INCAL. It's I think Fantagraphics puts it out, or
Oh, from Seattle. Okay. Yeah.
they may publish it. No, it's Humanoids. Humanoids
Okay.
puts it out. So either way, they took that story and ripped off 75% of it and made The Fifth Element.
Shit.
But that story in itself has a character called Solune in it, and it's a they them like god deity type of critter that is the god of balance. And so I named my space after that character because I love that comic book period. I love Mobius. I love Alejandro Jodorowsky. Like all of it just made sense to me. And the sun and the moon aspect of it was kind of fun to play with decaf and regular
Oh,
coffee.
yeah. Shit.
And so I have a blend called Soul. I have a blend or my decaf's called Loon, and then I have a half calf blend called Solune. And so there's just a lot of layers to it. But my logo is like two coffee cup stains on next to each other. It looks
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of a Venn diagram or an eclipse at the same time. It's just kind of funny. So whenever you look down at the table, you've been moving your cup around. Well, more than likely, you've probably made my logo a few times on the table, and it's really easy to recognize. But I call it Solune because I roast for balance in particular. I roast for the highest intensity acidity, and then I roast long and slow for the highest intensity sweetness, and so that brings the level of the acidity down and
Mm.
level of the acidity, the sweetness up. And then I roast for even longer, and then I bring the quality of the mouthfeel up to a balanced level. So you're able to taste the coffee without it being offensive or bitter or like too overly acidic or anything like that. And I just saw a hole in the market in Jacksonville because people are doing a lot of very, very sharp coffees, very lemony coffees or something like that. I wanted to try to do something, or they were just doing dark roasts. So I
Right.
wanted
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
something like right in the middle where I can roast light, but at the same time have it be sweeter than you would imagine. People usually don't put any sugar or cream in my coffee just for that purpose because it's designed to be good on its own. Um,
That's one thing about coffee is that people put, I guess I'm not no judgment, but there's a
no,
lot of stuff gets thrown, vanilla syrup and oat
sure,
milk and blah, blah, blah. But I really love the taste of coffee and I just like it black,
Mhm.
leave it
yeah,
alone,
Yeah, whenever I do drink coffee, I always drink it black. But it reminds me of the new ad campaign. I forgot the product name, but there's an apartment building, and a woman comes to someone's door to complain, sees that she has some kind of like syrup to add to the coffee. She's like, "Oh, you don't like coffee either?" And it's like, "Yeah, but I love this," and some kind of vanilla flavoring or whatever. It's like,
right.
what's the fucking point of if you don't want coffee and you just want the caffeine, drink an energy drink then, or do cocaine. Am
So,
I?
no, exactly. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
I'm not telling anyone to do cocaine. Please do not.
What time is it? Like, do you know a guy? Okay, no, so anyway,
You got a number?
one of
Right.
the things that you're going to notice is that if you look deep into some of these larger coffee companies, they own coffee farms, but they also own dairy farms and they own sugar plantations. So
There
they're
you go.
selling you like coffee that's roasted so dark that you have to use their other two products that they're selling themselves.
Yeah.
And what's the thing that hurts your stomach? It's the sugar and the milk, right? It's not the coffee. And so coffee gets a bad rap. And now there has to be like low acid coffee, which isn't a thing. Like or like mushroom coffee, which just take your mushrooms and then drink your coffee later. You know, like
Right.
you don't need to mix that shit, dude. Like I've never understood that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me of like the coffee from the Civet Cat. You know, like they poop out. Have
Yeah.
you ever heard of
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I know about the monkeys that eat their coffee beans and then or the berries. Yeah.
So they eat like they'll force feed these like raccoon looking like guys like in Indonesia, these coffee
Yeah, yeah.
and make them poop it out, and then you roast that, and it's called kopi luwak. It's but it's basically cat shit coffee, and so it's really expensive just due to the tight bottleneck in processing if you think about it. But George Howell, he's a pretty famous coffee dude. He says it's coffee from assholes for assholes, right?
Yeah, because it costs like hundreds of dollars a bag.
Yeah, yeah, and they're torturing these little animals, you know, like
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
all you have to do is drink well roasted, good coffee, like black. There's no reason to do any of this stupid crap.
Yeah.
So how do you go out and look for beans? What kind of beans, and how do you make those choices?
Well, that choice is always like a kind of on a whim for me, which is kind of fun. I like to shoot from the hip with that. I have some trusted importers, and so I'll ask them what's good. You know, I'll be like, "Hey, do you have a natural coffee from Ethiopia? That's what I'm feeling this month." And they'll be like, "Yeah, but it's too expensive." And so I'll be like, "Do you have a natural from Honduras? You know, like that might fill in that kind of gap for that flavor profile I'm looking for at any individual time because." Each coffee origin, each coffee is going to have unique qualities to it. Kind of like Kenyan coffee is very well known for having a lemongrass flavor to it. Ethiopian Yirgacheffe coffee, it tastes like blueberries. Or you have coffee from Java, which tastes like kind of like cedar wood or tomato sometimes, maybe red pepper. So like different coffees from different regions and will inform whatever I'm feeling like I want to taste at any given time. But I always roast that coffee to the best potential that I feel like it has for sweetness. So that's very accessible to all the customers, and people have their favorites over the months. You know, they'll be like, "Oh, that Colombian you had a couple months ago was so good, but this new one's really awesome." You know, and it's fun to keep people on their toes.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
That's
when you
cool.
have all these different coffees that have different nuances to them and different flavor features, is that because of soil? Is it because of water? Is it because of that particular kind of bean? Or
well, yes, so
Yes.
like soil in particular, like when you're growing a coffee in phosphoric soil, right? Like so something near like a caldera, like a volcanic lake or something like that, it's going to have a lot of phosphoric acid in the coffee cherries itself, and that creates kind of when you roast the coffee and brew it correctly, it'll create kind of a effervescent quality to the coffee. If you have coffee rich in like fish emulsion, like so people will take like fish and grind them up and put them into the water source and then spread that over the coffee farm, then that's going to create different qualities in the mouth feel of the coffee. It's not going to make it taste fishy, but it's going to definitely give it a lot more proteins and things like that. So the soil is a big indicator. Another one is the variety of coffee. So when coffee basically like became, it was in the same place that Ethiopia and Yemen were in at the same time. So it was before the Red Sea cut them in half. So Yemeni people will tell you that coffee is originated from Yemen, and Ethiopians will tell you that it's originated from Ethiopia, and both of them are right. Like, you know, they weren't called those places at that time. We're
Right.
also
Yeah.
like all our ancestors are from the same place as coffee too. So it kind of makes sense. But so whenever that happened, whenever the Red Sea cut that landmass in half, then coffee started growing and evolving differently on either side. So in Yemen, the mocha type coffee was growing, and that's like kind of a rounder seed, and it's got a lot of chocolatey notes to it. But over in Ethiopia, the coffee was growing to be fruity, and it was growing to be like a kind of tea-like in a lot of ways. So, so the different varieties were growing in both sides. Like 350, 400 years ago, the Dutch came down to Yemen, to the port of Mocha, grabbed some coffee, and like they were like, "This is good," you know, like first people from Europe to try it. And then they took it on their boat and went to an island called Java. So Mocha Java is just that trip that was taken by those Dutch traders. But they took the Mocha type bean and planted it in Sumatra. And now Mocha type in Sumatra, or like a lot of Asian coffees, is very similar to Yemeni type coffees. And a lot of Central American coffees are very similar to the Ethiopian type, because a lot of those Ethiopian varietals were planted in different places. My former mentor, Willem Boot, went to Ethiopia and discovered a single varietal that was creating this really beautiful, like jasmine kind of element to it, like a really nice, like a high intensity fruitiness, like dried apricots or dried cherries, that kind of thing. And he found that in the woods. He brought it to Panama. It was in a place called Gesha, Ethiopia, and they thought it would be fancier to call it geisha. And so they call it geisha coffee. They plant that in Panama. Now it's the most expensive coffee in the world. And it's beautiful, beautiful coffee. And it's selling for $5,000 a pound,
Holy shit.
which is totally
Damn.
insane. Yeah. It's just because it's so fucking good. Pardon my French, but come on. The Japanese people are buying that up, like having like $300 a cup dates. Like that's
Jesus.
like they'll
Man.
never forget. You know what I mean? It's pretty badass shit. It's all about the varietal, the altitude at which it's grown, also like the soil, how well it's tended to, whether it's in a layered agriculture setting or a monoculture setting. Those are going to be different things that are going to give it different characteristics. Sorry, that's a lot of information, but like I can go on all day, like Captain
It's
America.
interesting as fuck, though. So yeah, I mean,
All right. That was a good answer for the question. That was a yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
My head keeps going back to putting fish in the soil. What's that all about? Is that like a fertilizing thing?
Yeah. Yeah. So like say you have, like unlimited fish and you're in California and like Goleta, California, right? You got unlimited fish out there, but you have limited water. So you're going to take the fish and you're going to like chop them up real good and put them in the water, and then that's going to fertilize and like stretch your water source just a little bit further for these plantings. Ideally, what you're doing is like cultivating small amounts of coffee out in California, because it is water intensive. It's not as water intensive as almonds, but but it is water intensive. So in drought season, like putting that kind of thing into the soil is going to make these trees, which will kill themselves to make cherries. It'll keep them alive, even though they're stressed out a little bit through the dry season. And so that's kind of a fortifying effect to it. But you can put lime, you could put all kinds of things in with the soil to balance out the pH levels and all of that stuff to have like peak growing conditions, very similar to grapes for wine.
I was gonna say wine vineyards. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of,
Now you guys have me craving a black cup of coffee.
I know, right?
yeah, man.
At
I'll be
almost
open
9 p.m.
tomorrow.
Yeah, great time to drink it.
Yeah, I'll be open tomorrow at 8:00 in the morning if you want to come by.
I'll be at the beach.
It's worth the drive, but I'm not going to say it, but I have the best coffee in town.
I'll say it for you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say
Solune
it
has
too.
the best coffee in Jacksonville and all of
There you
Duval
go.
County.
At
There you
this
go.
point, just come to me. Like I got you covered, and like and we'll help these other cats out over time.
Yeah, I'll stop
But-
by. What time do you open in the morning? 8?
8, yep. And it's just gonna be me up there hanging out. Like probably a few people walking around asking about what shows happening that night, or people working in the cafe. It's kind of a third space type environment anyway, so people come up there and we'll just plug in their computer at 8:00 and leave whenever I do at 1. Use it as an office, and it's totally chill by me. I don't care. They're buying
Cool.
coffee.
Exactly. Yeah.
Back in the 90s, we used to have to kick them out of Starbucks for using our Wi-Fi, but it looks like you got the Wi-Fi that we had back in the 90s, Tracy.
Right. I know. It's horrible at night. It's just
1200 baud modem he's got over there.
It happens at night. I've got a fast modem over here. It's just at night. Everything just goes to shit.
Yeah. Well, then you pick up the phone and then you disconnect, right? Like
I know. Right?
Hey guys,
God.
I remember those days when I upgraded my 300 baud modem to a 1200 baud modem.
yeah, absolutely. I think most of us were there. Yeah, the birth of the internet. Like waiting for a picture to continuously load just
Right.
across the top, and
You
you're
might
like,
see one titty pic and it takes
just
an hour to
one.
download.
Yep, yep. But it was worth it,
Amazing.
you know.
Amazing. Well,
Are
guys,
we doing closing thoughts, or what do you think?
yeah, let's do
Yeah.
some closing thoughts here and wind this thing down and see what Stephen has to tell us.
Sure. So, do you have any more specific questions about coffee or the space or anything like that?
It's
No.
just your closing thoughts on whatever you want to say.
Very cool. So, I don't know. I guess if I'm going to have a pulpit for a second, I would take the moment to talk about the importance of choosing a local business to get all your monies that you want to spend on your hobbies or anything like that right now, because um, everything that is happening right now is designed to choke out the small business and make everybody go to these larger places that are going to be selling you all the cream and sugar and getting you all like hooked on the bad stuff. So I joked earlier about being the best in town. I'm not. Like, the point is, buy local.
Mhm.
Go to Bold Bean, go to Flamingo, go to Vagabond, whoever it is that is your favorite. You're not wrong about the way that you like your coffee, unless you're buying it from somebody out of town, right? And that's the way I feel about it. You got to support your neighbors, and that's one of the reasons why I've opened up Solune to everybody to use for music purposes or for their hobbies, or what, doing these comic book shows that we have there and things of that sort, is because they're hyper local businesses that get to have like a little floor to showcase their offerings at my space. So whenever we have a moon market, that's all going to be local stuff. And that's the first Saturday of every month, 7 to 11. It's all local vendors. Every Friday, we have Satanic Jacks out front. If you're a vegan, and even if you're not, the food's excellent. They're cooking from 8 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon every Friday. So come out and support Jonathan. He and I just won a couple awards for the Vegan Chef Challenge, which is really cool. Just buy local food,
Yeah.
screw McDonald's, screw all the brand is dead, and it's time to get the really high quality stuff from your neighbor.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's if I had anything to say, it'd be look in Yelp, look at Google Maps, and find somebody local who's got 3 to 5 stars and go and support them.
Yeah, and it's not like there's not a lot of opportunity to buy local, because we have a lot of markets in town, and arts
Yeah.
markets and food markets and farmers markets and
Yeah.
places like yours, Stephen, and a lot of other ones around town. So it's easy. So just so everybody knows, Amazon is not a local business.
It's not.
Definitely not. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. There might be local products on Amazon,
There are
But the
actually.
money's still going to Amazon, though.
but
It's not going.
don't get it off of Amazon.
Yeah.
Go straight to the source if you can. I
Yeah.
know the convenience is there, but you know what? The convenience is kind of killing like the true enjoyment of something. When I used to have to go search for an album, and it took
Oh,
me
those are the
weeks to
days,
find it. I know, man. Like now people just want it immediately. They want to stream it or whatever. Just
Mhm.
take the time, go down the street and get you a cup of
Go to
coffee.
Bruiser Records in St. Nicholas, next to Mudville Grill. My friend Aaron Wagner, I've known since we were 14 years old. Yeah, he owns that. He opened it up last June. Yeah.
Exactly. Just buy local. If you're going to buy billionaire music, buy it from a local record store. You know what I mean? But ideally, you're going to be supporting a local musician.
Sure.
That's what's happening in our society right now, is like widespread panic. But if we're hyper localized and we're focusing on our own communities and our neighbors and our parents and the elderly community, within our neighborhoods, then we're going to have healthy communities. That's the best way of doing it. Like, I don't care if I agree with somebody or not, as long as we're hyper local, then I
Yeah.
agree with them on most things.
we do actually have a lot of authors here in town
Hmm.
that you can buy their stuff on Amazon, but you can also buy them at the bookstores. Some of
You
the,
can. I have
Like that place on Park. Yeah.
I have racks filled with local zines. I have local books for sale, local horror books at Solune. I have local comics. Black Cat Comics just opened up right up the street over on Stockton. They have a bunch of local comics. Like, there's no reason these $1 billion properties, like, they don't need our money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Tracy is just hitting
That's the way to go.
the whole time you're frozen hitting that vape.
Oh, good. Well, it won't record that way. Anyway. Well, guys, technical issues aside, everything was fine on my end. You guys looked great, sounded great. Everything is going to be fine in the end. And I appreciate you, everybody, putting up with me.
And y'all's hair looked really good. I mean, you guys, Charles and Stephen.
Appreciate it. We'll see you over at Solune sometime soon.
All right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Can't
I'll
wait.
see you soon.
And that's a wrap on another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Big shout out to our guests and all of you kicking it with us tonight. If you had fun, don't forget to hit the subscribe and follow us on all the socials. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and wherever the hell else everybody is scrolling these days. Want to be a part of the next show? Keep an eye on our socials, our pages, and jump in the chat. Until next Wednesday, be kind, stay weird, and keep showing up. Peace.